Rain to 10 inches of rain have fallen. We're expecting more to move through our area. We'll give you the timing on that and how much more you can expect a little bit later in the show.
All right, thanks, Albert. Right now, News 4 San Antonio's Ariana Lubelli is near Cotulla. You saw the rain coming up there on radar. Flooding is a concern tonight, especially after several people had to be rescued from high water there just a few hours ago. So, Ariana, what's it looking like right now?
Well, the rain has slowed down just a bit, but the winds are picking up out here and still very wet conditions. What you see on the ground, what I'm standing in is what most of the streets look like in this area from some heavy rain throughout the day, which led to some dangerous situations. We want to show you what the scene was earlier off of Highway 468 when several people were rescued from an oil field site. Bulldozers had to help push cars out of the water. We're told some people were transported in the bulldozer back to dry land and left their cars behind until the water drained. We spoke to the man who shot this video. He says he tied his work truck to another vehicle to help pull the car out of about 5 feet of water. He says he's getting a ride to work in the morning like many of his coworkers because they had to leave their vehicles behind that got stuck. Now, we're also told that Border Patrol had to bring in several rescue boats to aid in this, to assist these workers helping to get those cars out of that line that were stuck in the water. This area is expected to receive rain over the night, which could lead to some more flooding. Ariana Lubelli, back to you.
All right, thanks, Ariana. Now from Cotulla, south of San Antonio, I want to take you to Zach Hedrick live. He's been keeping an eye on flooding here in our area. Zach, what are you seeing out there?
Yeah, Randy, just checked the city's website a little while ago. They list 9 street closures, including this one here at Vance Jackson and Orsinger. But as you can see, traffic is moving along despite the water on the roads here. But relief is coming to this low water crossing soon. In the 2017 bond program, a project was approved for a couple of crossings in this area. Over the next 5 years, the city will spend nearly $250 million on street and drainage projects. That's when you combine next year's budget money along with the 2017 bond program. And there you'll see a list of drainage projects that will be covered in the 2017 bond program. Now, this is what about 19 of them will be covered over the next 5 years. That information is up on our website, news4sa.com. Now, if you've seen a drainage or flooding problem and it's not being addressed, give us a call, let me know, send me an email, and that way we can bring it to the city's attention. Randy, back to you.
All right, thanks, Zach. And tonight, Hurricane Maria is now just a tropical storm again and out in the Atlantic. But in Puerto Rico, the fight for survival is still growing.
When I say humanitarian crisis, it's not a phrase. It's a, you can touch, you can feel the life just coming out of people. My biggest fear is that we won't get to everybody in time. And we're not getting to everybody in time. We'll make it. But there'll be a long list of people to remember.
That is the mayor of San Juan, the biggest city on that U.S. territory, not mincing words about how bad things are there tonight. At least 2 people have died in intensive care at a hospital because it ran out of diesel that's needed to operate just the basic medical equipment. Tonight, FEMA has deployed a hospital ship to Puerto Rico. They're hoping to provide at least some of the needed medical assistance. In the meantime, food, water, gas, all at critically low levels tonight. And those who make it into the grocery stores after those lines, well, they're telling the media they're not finding much inside. And airports, they are having trouble, those that are open, keeping up with the number of people trying to get off the island.
An emotional day for one San Antonio mom. She has been waiting for her son and his family to get on a flight out of Puerto Rico. They finally reunited today here at the Austin Bergstrom International Airport.
You have your camera out?
It's a moment this family has been waiting for.
Oh my God.
To finally hug each other again.
Surreal.
Very happy.
I can't believe it's taken so long.
Delia Mireles and her husband finally get to say the words.
Like, oh my God, they're here.
For several days, they have been waiting for their son, Joe Ocampo, and his family to come home safely following the aftermaths of Hurricane Irma and Maria.
Very fortunate that we have our family here together.
The worry,
It's finally here. It did happen.
now gone for this family, but prayers continue for those still on the island.
A lot of them have not gotten off the island. So if we could just get them help them.
At last check, just a few minutes ago, flights out of Puerto Rico continue to remain limited, but I am learning that airlines like JetBlue are working to get more relief and recovery flights out of Puerto Rico. For more information, make sure to head to news4sanantonio.com. Back to you.
Robert Price here at the live desk with some big political news tonight. Big Luther, the Alabama senator whom President Donald Trump has been supporting in a big way in recent weeks, has been defeated in a Republican primary runoff, and the president just had this to say on Twitter. Congratulations to Roy Moore on his Republican primary win in Alabama. Luther Strange started way back and ran a good race. Roy, win, all caps, in December. Here is a look at tonight's victory speech by Roy, Judge Roy Moore, the challenger and winner with 56% of the vote. Again, Moore will face the Democratic nominee in December. Now let's show you the concession speech given by Big Luther. To be clear, that's the nickname given to him by President Trump. He's 6'9", big man. Luther Strange, Big Luther. You may recall this runoff is the reason the president was in Alabama on Friday night. That's where he gave that speech that included his famous comments about NFL players who were kneeling during the national anthem. So a bit of a blow for the president tonight. Still, Luther Strange hadn't been in the Senate very long. He was appointed to fill the seat previously held by current Attorney General Jeff Sessions. Randy.
All right, thanks, Robert. We have new information tonight on the name change that is coming to San Antonio's Robert E. Lee High School soon. And Darian Trotter joins us. So what have we learned from the district tonight?
District leaders are pouring through what could be that new name right now. For the past week, they have been accepting suggestions from the public. Now, those suggestions had to be the name of an idea that will reflect well on the school instead of a person's name. Here's what we found out tonight. More than 2,400 submissions poured in from the public. Some of them meet the criteria, some don't, and some were duplicates. We asked district leaders to give us a hint, possibly some examples of what was suggested from the public, and here was the response.
At this point, we really won't be releasing any specific names. We can tell you that some of them are great and some of them are inappropriate. And we are going to have to sort through all of those before we feel comfortable in giving out specific information.
And she went on to say that all of the suggested names will be presented to the board for consideration. The board will make a decision, and that decision could be presented at the board meeting next month. We'll let you know.
Maybe more controversy begins.
Then they'll get into just how much it's going to cost and so on.
All right. Thanks, Darian. I want to take you now to protesters who are back on the streets of St. Louis, and to video from just moments ago. Now, these people angry over the acquittal of a former police officer there, Jason Stockley, who shot a black man in 2011. Now, that is the spot where 120 people were arrested just last week during the protests. Want to take a live look at things out there right now. We don't have a live feed right now coming into our newsroom, but this is the third straight week of protests related to that incident. No signs of any slowing down. And right now, we want to get you the latest on those wildfires still burning in California.
In Southern California, a fast-moving inferno has swept across the landscape. The fire began to spread quickly Monday, fueled by the Santa Ana winds, 90-degree temperatures, and dry terrain. An estimated 2,000 acres have been consumed by the flames. More than 500 firefighters are now battling to save homes, spreading fire retardant to contain the blaze.
We don't want the fire coming and hooking around and having a bunch of steam behind it.
Authorities have ordered the evacuation of some 500 homes, forcing 1,500 people to find shelter.
Scary. It's really scary. It makes your heart stop. It freaks you out just knowing that it's so close.
In the Sierra del Oro community, residents who left while the fire was closing in were able to check on their homes. All of them were spared.
I am beyond gratitude for the firefighters. They are amazing because I know that there were 15 trucks aligned along our street and they saved every one of our homes.
Some homes have been saved, but the fire is still burning. Dan Sheneman, NBC News.
Tomorrow, 25-year-old Emmanuel Sampson will be in court there. He is charged with killing a woman and injuring 7 other people in that church shooting in Tennessee on Sunday. Now, tonight, a pastor who is recovering from that shooting spoke with our Eric Alvarez from our station there.
Joey Spann is a survivor. He's telling the world his story just 2 days after Metro Police say Emmanuel Sampson went on a shooting rampage at the Burnett Chapel Church of Christ in Antioch.
The bullets were hitting the door, the glass.
Spann remembers coming face to face with a man in a mask.
He was coming in there pretty quick.
He remembers bullets tearing into his hand and chest. He remembers falling to the floor. And he remembers the sound of his wife's voice.
Yelling, Joey, Joey. And I said, honey, he's killed me.
Even now, the moment is so difficult, he has to stop and take a breath. Because he couldn't bear the thought of leaving his wife.
I said, I'm dying and I'm sorry.
It's a feeling he recognized.
Spann is not exaggerating there or using a metaphor because he has actually died before. We'll have that part of the story straight ahead.
You're watching News 4 San Antonio.
Last night, Fallon had Madonna with a lip flip. Tonight, there's Kate Winslet from This Is Us, Milo Ventimiglia, and Jimmy drops by the set of This Is Us. And Seth as Larry David. New Tonight Show, then late night. NBC Tonight.
From heavy backpacks to overloaded handbags, how you can prevent chronic back pain from your extra luggage before it's too late.
Plus, the wet weather pattern will continue. Which zones will see the heaviest rain and the potential for flooding tomorrow morning starting at 4:30.
If you were hurt in an auto accident, we can help. Thomas J. Henry has been handling accident cases for more than 25 years. Call now. Our attorneys are available for you 24/7, nights and weekends.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Ancira Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram Truck.
It's time for a community of savers and borrowers, built from a belief in and concern for one another, not shareholders. It's time for a credit union where every member is treated as a priority. It's time to be more human. Credit Human, a federal credit union.
Ready? It's happening right now at Rooms to Go. Pick from 100 beautiful rooms, each under $1,000. Picture it, your home fully furnished in your style, with living rooms under $1,000, dining rooms under $1,000, bedrooms under $1,000, 100 stylish options under $1,000. And it gets even better. Finance for $20 or less per month, interest-free. Furnish your home to perfection. Now at Rooms to Go.
Do you have an ugly situation like a problem rent house?
Repair issues?
An inheritance?
Back taxes or divorce?
Hi, San Antonio. We're Homevestors.
The We Buy Ugly Houses people.
Don't fix it, sell it.
Call us today at 1-800-44-BUYER.
Think twice, 'cause it's another day for you and me in paradise. Oh, think twice, it's just another day for you and me in paradise. Just think about it.
If you were hit by a company vehicle, the driver's employer may be held responsible. Thomas J. Henry has more than 25 years' experience handling company vehicle accident cases. If you were injured in a company vehicle accident, call now. Attorneys are available 24/7, nights and weekends.
Yelling, Joey, Joey. And I said, honey, he's killed me.
Now that is the preacher, Joey Spann, a man who was shot at his Tennessee church last Sunday. But now he's going to tell us how this was actually, literally, his second time to beat death.
I died 4 or 5 years ago.
Spann isn't exaggerating or being metaphorical. Longtime friend Brian Bishop remembers vividly the day Spann's heart stopped.
Coming out of halftime in the middle of a basketball game that he was coaching, he just collapsed on the floor from a heart attack.
It happened at Lipscomb Academy in 2011, while Spann coached the visiting Ezel girls basketball team. After some scary moments, doctors brought him back to life. He now teaches and coaches at Nashville Christian, where Bishop is the principal.
He has a sermon out that he does called The Day I Died, and he just gets to continue teaching others and teaching them how they should live their lives based on, his own experiences.
Now his sermon and his life have new chapters.
Because I thought for sure I was gone.
Ones he plans on sharing when he's well enough to leave the hospital.
And the preacher also told Eric that he does forgive the gunman, and if given the chance, he would like to talk with them about what happened. As for police, they're still trying to figure out why it happened, but they do know that the accused gunman did attend that same church just a few years ago.
Robert Price back here at the live desk. We have an update to an explosion we've been following tonight here on the live desk. It has left 3 people dead, 2 others injured. Jasper County, Mississippi. Here's a look at the scene. Already dark there when it happened. Emergency crews responded to this trailer and it was on fire. A man now identified as Robbie Russell, his wife identified as Betty Russell, and his mother, Laura Russell, all killed. The sheriff also now confirms the explosion was caused by a propane heater. 2 other people have been rushed to the hospital. They are undergoing surgery, now out of surgery, actually. They're said to be a 12-year-old girl and the girl's 33-year-old mother. Randy?
All right, thanks, Robert. We have the latest now on the efforts to repeal and replace Obamacare in Washington. It is over, at least for now. Republicans say they're moving on. They're now going to shift their focus to tax reform. Senator Lindsey Graham, who wrote that latest health care bill with Senator Bill Cassidy, well, they have vowed to revisit their health care efforts after they address tax reform. Today, Senate Republicans officially abandoned the most recent attempt to replace the Affordable Care Act, or Obamacare. They say they just did not have the votes to pass it. Tonight we have a warning from a Texas surgeon about a growing problem after he performed life-saving surgery on a baby who ingested what they call these polymer balls, small gel-like beads that are found in many children's products. News 4 San Antonio's troubleshooter April Molina shows us the problem in tonight's Troubleshooters investigation.
In a matter of hours, Ashley Hagan noticed a change in her toddler's behavior.
She started having a lot of vomiting, just projectile vomiting.
The unexplainable symptoms began on the morning of July 3rd. By that night, Hagan had taken her 13-month-old daughter, Kipley, to a local hospital emergency room.
Right before they took her into surgery, they said, we don't know what we're going in. We're going to do exploratory surgery. We don't know what we're going to find.
The surgery lasted a couple hours. The surgeon's findings: the mass was actually multiple pieces of a firm gelatinous material. Hagan says she recognized it immediately as the water balls her 6-year-old daughter plays with.
He had never even seen one of the balls. When he came out, he was just shocked, like, what is this material?
The problem with these polymer balls is that once they're ingested, they may not be easily digested. This is what it looks like when it comes out of the packaging, and this is what it looks like once it's been submerged in liquid.
Well, we have an object that continues to grow, even though it may have started small enough to get outside the stomach. It can still keep growing in size and now get blocked in the intestines.
Pediatric surgeon Dr. Olinka Olutoye did not operate on Kipley, but he did perform a similar operation in 2012 on an 8-month-old baby.
Brought out that loop of bowel and had to open up the intestines to get it out. Fortunately, you could see at that time the intestines were already stretched and distended. But fortunately, it hadn't ruptured yet.
Dr. Olutoye says the expanding water balls can be fatal if the intestines rupture.
We were quite concerned with what it was because the subject was this tiny gel balls that, once placed inside water, increase in size.
He was able to save the baby, but his level of concern for other children was so great, he published a report about his findings in a pediatric journal. Shortly thereafter, the manufacturer of the water balls issued a recall.
Yeah, we just are really concerned about how harmful this can be to kids. So I think it's important for parents to be aware that these objects can be quite harmful.
The report came out 5 years ago, and yet Hagan says she was able to buy a very similar product online this past spring. A quick search, and we found many versions of the polymer balls being sold under many different names.
We're glad you guys are doing this. I think it's important to get the word out. It's important for families to really know the concerns that are out there. It's a little distressing to me that this is still a problem several years after we kind of got the word out for it.
It's why Dr. Olutoye went on record again with one last reminder for parents.
Bottom line is, don't let your child swallow anything. It's really not good. Anything but good food.
I'm News 4 troubleshooter April Molina.
Now, if you'd like to file a complaint about those polymer balls, you can call the Consumer Product Safety Commission, and we have all their information right now on our website. That's news4sa.com.
World Car 4-zone camera, kind of cloudy, cool, rainy, kind of a damp evening. We're at 73 degrees. I get a lot of two questions right now. When's it going to cool down, and when's the rain going to stop? Let's address the cool down. In October, we average 86 for the high, November 77, December 67, and the lows accordingly. That should tell you we're a ways. Now, we can still see Maria grinding away off the eastern seaboard, and you can see the flow of moisture with the jet stream that's pulling all this water that's coming from the Pacific and the Gulf, pulling it in that southwest and northeast direction through the midsection of the country. We actually have a weak front, and the operative word here is weak. But it will kind of try to drag its way through. It's going to take it a few days to actually import the dry air into the area. Tonight's cooler temperatures is just because we didn't see the sun very much. 70s, and we'll have some 60s probably in a couple of hours across the region. So the flow of moisture from the high level is southwest to northeast. That's what guides these storms. We're still getting lots of moisture on the low level from the Gulf. And because there's so much of it, flash flood watch continues in this area. We had a flash flood warning that just expired. So be prepared from 4 to 6 inches of rain. We've had parts down by Cotulla that had 10 inches of rain already. 4 to 6 possible, isolated up to a foot, 2 to 4 just to our west, 1 to 3 around San Antonio, and less than 1, thank goodness, over the eastern zones where they're still dealing with Harvey damage. Flash flood watch tomorrow for the western zones. Flash flood watch as well up into the hill country with a high of only 75 degrees. The central zones will not have a flash flood watch, but we can certainly expect some of those isolated heavier showers through the day. And the eastern zone will get a break, 50-50 shot of rain, and highs about 85 degrees. When does this end? Well, we need the front to push through. So we're going to go from 70 to 40, and then probably this will be amended to 20, and then we get into a really nice-looking weekend with temperatures into the 80s, as you can see. Not looking too bad. 7-day forecast for everybody else, pretty much the same thing. It's all online at news4sa.com.
All right, so you think you know everything about Patty Mills of the Spurs? We've got the Patty you may not know. He's a hero back at home and very much still a part of his native culture. It's a story you don't want to miss. Next.
A Caribbean vacation, the dream getaway, turned into a nightmare. Stranded on a foreign island after Hurricane Irma destroyed everything. Their story of survival. Wednesday at 10 on News 4 San Antonio. Only one San Antonio station empowers you with news that affects your family.
Good morning, everyone. We have some breaking news
right here.
Reporting live on the city's northwest side.
Across the state, around the country. We are News 4 San Antonio today.
Gilman Guy rule number 68. Say I do. Do you, John, take this Gilman vehicle to be your only means of transportation?
I do.
And do you, Karen, promise to drive and maintain your Gilman vehicle as long as you own this car?
I do.
This keyring is a symbol of a seamless car buying experience. You may start your engine.
Right now at Gilman Honda during the Honda Perfect Accord sales event, lease a 2017 Honda Accord for $115 a month. Come in and test drive one today.
Gilman, it's the way to go. Ready? It's happening right now at Rooms to Go. Pick from 100 beautiful rooms, each under $1,000. Picture it, your home fully furnished in your style, with living rooms under $1,000, dining rooms under $1,000, bedrooms under $1,000, 100 stylish options under $1,000. And it gets even better. Finance for $20 or less per month, interest-free. Furnish your home to perfection. Now at Rooms to Go.
A legal powerhouse. Attorney Wayne Wright has been recognized since 2007 by national trial lawyers as a top 100 trial lawyer. Respect. Justice. Demand it. Wayne Wright Injury Lawyers.
Technology is all around us. Stay connected to it all with Spectrum. Spectrum TV has superior HD picture and sound and access to thousands of on-demand titles, including primetime favorites, for only $29.99 per month. Just call 844-376-2999. Spectrum Internet has the fastest internet starting speeds for the price and enough bandwidth to keep everyone's devices connected without data caps, plus a free modem. So you can surf and stream for only $29.99 per month. Spectrum Voice lets you talk all you want to family and friends in the U.S., Canada, Mexico, and more with unlimited nationwide calling and no added taxes or fees. In a world filled with technology, Spectrum delivers. No contracts and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Call 844-376-2999. Spectrum TV, Internet, and Voice. $29.99 per month each. Call now. 844-376-2999.
This is the Thomas J. Henry Sports Desk.
Hey, the Spurs are back at training camp, had their first workout today. There are some new guys and the old guys who decided to come back. And Spurs fans, here's just another reason to love Patty Mills. You can bet his new multi-million-dollar, $50 million or so contract is not going to be going to his head. This summer, Patty returned home to Australia. He's a descendant of the indigenous people of the Torres Strait Islands. And his great-uncle, Eddie Mabo, was a human rights hero fighting for the rights of Torres Islanders. Patty went back to his homeland to connect with the 411 people on Murray Island. He was revered by school kids and met by tearful family members. As a three-time Olympian and now an NBA star, I reminded Patty that he too now is a national hero.
I get, just get hairs standing up when you mention it, but just an unbelievable opportunity, I think, for a number of reasons. Because as far as people know, when I walk down the streets of San Antonio or on the road on the NBA schedule, I kind of blend in as an African American, or what people might think. So doing something like that gives me the platform, I guess, to show, well, no, I'm not African American, this is who I am. And even more importantly, it's to remind everyone else, it's to remind my family, my friends, the community of the Torres Strait Islands, that no matter where I've gone to be able to achieve my own dreams and goals, I still know who I am, and that has never changed me and never will.
Yeah, he doesn't just talk the talk. Patty actually still practices his native dances in his backyard here in San Antonio so that when he goes home, he won't disappoint. Dances he learned as a child from his grandfather.
For them to see me in front of them, perform these dances, I think it was a real eye-opener. It was a shock, but a reassurance that, he's an island man and a very proud one at that.
What a great guy. More on my one-on-one with Patty this weekend on Sports Sunday. Hey, what a night for the Cowboys last night, huh? They grabbed the national spotlight and may have changed the conversation when it comes to NFL players, protests, and the flag. They also looked a lot more like a winner than they did a week ago in Denver. Now, the pregame kneeling was still the talk of the day, and it kind of took away from a bounce-back game from Dak Prescott. The Cowboys quarterback ran for this touchdown, went all Superman to get in, then threw this one to Dez Bryant, who did all the work with the incredible effort to score. And then the Cowboys turned it over to their defense, and man, they have found a superstar in DeMarcus Lawrence. He had 3 sacks last night. The defense had 6 sacks. Cowboys now go to 2-1 and stay even with the Redskins and Eagles atop the NFC East. Hey, we got another good matchup for you on Hallmark University Thursday Night Lights. This week it's Jefferson and Burbank. Now, Jeff is coming off a big win over Brackenridge, and the Bulldogs have won 2 straight both district games, so they're undefeated in district play, and they say experience is finally starting to pay off.
We threw them in the fire early as sophomores, and their skin got a little tougher because of that fire. And as a result, this is the kids we have today. They're tough, they're strong, they're mentally strong, and they believe they can come out any Friday and win a ball game.
All right, don't miss Hallmark University Thursday Night Lights. It's Burbank and Jefferson Thursday at 7 o'clock. I will have the call for you. Chuck Micheltinick and Mike Hernandez will be down on the sidelines as well, so tune in on our sister station, the CW35. Plus, you got about 24 hours now to vote for our America's Diamond Play of the Week. Did you see that catch from Keith Jefferson of the #1 Judson Rockets? We've also got great plays from Reagan Hopper of New Braunfels Canyon, who stuck with this play to come back and make the tackle, and Aaron Proctor from Alamo Heights. If you want to vote, just go to news4sa.com. You can watch all the plays and vote for your favorite. We will announce the winner again tomorrow night. And remember, much more of that Patty Mills interview this weekend on Sports Sunday. Fantastic teammate, great guy, and as you can see, we'll never forget where he came from.
That is cool. All right, Thanks, Don. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Traveling the 4 zones. The Ancira GMC Storm Tracker 4.
Allergies can hold you back. Break through indoor and outdoor allergies with Allegra 5-in-1 Relief. It works in 1 hour. Relief lasts 24 hours, and it's non-drowsy. Break through allergies with Allegra.
Not all fish oil supplements provide the same omega-3 power. Mega Red Advanced Triple Absorption is absorbed 3 times better. So one soft gel has more omega-3 power than 3 standard fish oil pills. Mega Red Advanced Triple Absorption.
Okay, honey, you play with your monkey while I get your little brother cleaned up.
Uh-oh. Monkey's swimming.
Irreplaceable monkey protection. Detergent alone doesn't kill bacteria, but adding new Lysol laundry sanitizer kills 99.9% of bacteria with 0% bleach.
Uh-oh.
Lysol, what it takes to protect.
No 2 allergy days feel the same. With Nasacort, even on your worst days, there's relief. Unlike antihistamines that stop just one cause of nasal allergy symptoms, Nasacort stops more. So no matter what kind of allergy day you're having, relief is yours with Nasacort.
I did everything I could to make her party perfect.
Almost everything. You know, 1 in 10 houses could get hit by an expensive septic disaster. But for only $7 a month, Rid-X helps break down waste. Avoid a septic disaster with Rid-X.
If you were hurt in a drunk driving accident, we can help. Thomas J. Henry has helped drunk driving accident victims for more than 25 years. Call now. Our attorneys are available for you 24/7, nights and weekends.
Ready? It's happening right now at Rooms to Go. Pick from 100 beautiful rooms, each under $1,000. Picture it, your home fully furnished in your style, with living rooms under $1,000, dining rooms under $1,000, bedrooms under $1,000, 100 stylish options under $1,000. And it gets even better. Finance for $20 or less per month, interest-free. Furnish your home to perfection. Now at Rooms to Go.
Tomorrow morning on News 4 San Antonio today, we'll have the latest breaking news and, of course, the weather. We've made it through 1 rainy day. Will we go for 2? We'll take a look to see if there are any problems with any of the roadways and any flooding out there as well. Start your day with us tomorrow morning from 4:30 to 7 right here on News 4 San Antonio today.
Heavy rain continues to move through South Texas. You see another flash flood warning has just been issued. We'll keep an eye on this overnight into tomorrow morning. Our meteorologist Jeanette Kaya will be here at 4:30 in the morning to update you on all the flooding situations right here on News 4.
Hi, I'm Kat Berlin, and I drive a Ford Escape, the Titanium Edition. I love the technology and all that. I do have the keyless entry, and more importantly, the Bluetooth. And so it's so nice when a call comes in, you don't even have to take your eyes off the road. Your thumb goes like this, and you answer your phone call. I've been online researching quite a bit, but it kept just pointing to go with Ford.
Those impacted by Harvey can get Ford family of employee pricing and no payments till 2018.
Ford is the best in Texas.
The new Lincolns make your road trip a quiet sanctuary.
Active noise control cancels out sounds you don't want.
Get this MKC with turbocharged fuel efficiency and power liftgate.
Posted for $29,395.
Or lease for $269 a month.
From America's #1 Lincoln retailer.
North Park Lincoln.
Why is it so important to call Carabin Shaw immediately after an auto accident? Over time, critical evidence needed to win your case can fade away or simply disappear. After an accident, call Carabin Shaw at 222-2288.
Are you an Ancira Winton Chevrolet customer? For more than 40 years, no one has sold more Chevys than Ancira. And a lot of those Chevys were sold to repeat customers.
Get $14,000 off this Silverado Crew Cab pickup. And this Spark is just $12,699.
It's pizza month.
And when you buy from Ancira,
you get CC's for the rest of the year. If you're not an Ancira customer, well, maybe it's time you become one.
Ancira Winton Chevrolet, right outside Loop 410 on Bandera Road.
Looking good out there. Welcome, welcome, welcome to The Tonight Show, everybody. This is it. This is the show. You're here. You made it. Thank you very much. Well, here's what people are talking about. I saw that President Trump is here in New York for a fundraising dinner at the upscale restaurant Le Cirque.
Oh, no!
Oh, yes, he's here. But the big story is that for the third straight time, Senate Republicans failed to repeal Obamacare because they didn't have the votes. Trump was like, well, neither did I, and I still won. And so I don't know what the problem is. Oh, no! Actually, when he heard the GOP health care bill failed again, Trump said, you're not going to believe it, but I think I have to take a knee for this. Are you kidding me? Why can't I pass this bill? Why can't I pass this thing? You got to be kidding me. And today, Trump said he's not preoccupied by his feud with the NFL, adding, all I do is work.